Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sometimes in life, all you really need is one sentence, one line, one mantra. And if you can say it, not just with your mouth, but with your soul, it can carry you through storms, silence your fears, and light up the darkest paths. Yenna. Three simple words, but spoken with belief. They can change everything. Now, I'm not just saying it like it's a dialogue from a movie, though, yes, I did say it in a movie. And yes, it became iconic. But today, I want you to say it. huh? Not to someone else. Say it to yourself every morning, every night, every time life feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Say it when your heart breaks, when dreams shatter, when nobody shows up to clap for you. Say it when you feel like giving up, because that's when it counts the most. Amen Hunna isn't about ego. It's not about arrogance. It's not about arrogance. It's about showing up for yourself. You see, when I started my journey, I wasn't born into stardom. There was no red carpet waiting for me. I came from Delhi, not with millions in my pocket, but with something richer, a dream and a stubborn heart that refused to back down. That refused to back down. I didn't have a godfather in the industry. No big surname. No one saying, Ye ladka next superstar binga. Ah, all I had was that voice inside me. Menuna. There were times when I stood in front of studios not as the king of Bollywood, but as just a boy with hope in his eyes. I heard a no more times than I can count. Sometimes politely, sometimes bluntly, and sometimes without saying anything at all. The silence was louder than rejection. But I kept showing up because that voice inside me, it never left. And that's what I want for you. That no matter who doubts you, no matter how many times you fall, you never stop saying it to yourself. Meno na. Say it when the world looks the other way. Say it when people tell you you're too old, too young, too slow, too fast, too much, or not enough. Say it when your bank account is empty, but your heart is full of dreams. Say it when your results don't reflect your efforts. Say it when your timeline doesn't match the world's expectations. Because let me tell you something, life doesn't always go according to plan. It's not a movie with a fixed script. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes heartbreaking. But it's also beautiful, magical, and full of moments that can make your soul dance if you believe. And belief doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from applause or trophies or Instagram likes. It comes from within. It comes from within. It comes from that moment when you stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes and say, I've got you. Main ho na. There's power in that. Real power. Because when the world sees someone who believes in themselves, truly, deeply, it gets curious. It starts watching. Some will admire you, some will doubt you, some will laugh. But slowly, surely, they'll start to feel it too. Because belief is contagious. Contagious. You walk differently when you believe in yourself. You speak differently. You enter rooms like you belong. Even if no one invited you, you take risks. You try, fail, fall, and rise again. Because you've trained your soul to whisper, Omain Hunna. I remember once, early in my career, someone told me, Shah Rukh, you don't look like a hero. And you know they weren't wrong by conventional standards. I didn't have the perfect jawline. I didn't have the gym body. I didn't have that a filmy background. But I had something else. I had hunger, fire, madness, the kind of madness that keeps you awake at night because your dream is bigger than your fear. I wasn't trying to be someone else. I just believed that I was enough in my own crazy, imperfect, romantic, dramatic way, and that belief took me places. But the journey never stops. Even today, even now, I still have to talk to myself. I still have days when I wonder, can I do this? Will it work? What if I fail? But now, I know how to answer that voice. I stand up, look at myself and say, Acha, main hunna. And instantly the fear shrinks. The fog clears. Because when you stand by yourself, you become unstoppable. Let me tell you this, no matter where you are in life, starting a business, recovering from heartbreak, preparing for an exam, dealing with rejection, you have something inside you that is stronger than anything outside. You have a light, a spark. Don't let anyone dim it. Oh. Don't wait for the world to recognize it. You recognize it first. You protect it. You feed it with belief. You're not alone, even if it feels like it. Even if people walk away. Even if no one claps for you, you clap for yourself. Loudly, proudly, proudly. Because this is your story and you're the hero. And what do heroes do? They don't quit. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They fall, but they fall forward. They get hit, but they hit back harder. They cry, but they rise stronger. And above all, they believe. Believe when it's easy, but more importantly, believe when it's hard. Because that's when it matters the most. When nothing makes sense, when the results don't come, when the world goes quiet, that's when your belief has to shout. So, for the next 3 days, just three, I want you to make a deal with yourself. No negative self talk, no doubt, no, I'm not good enough. None of that. Wake up, look in the mirror, wake up, look in the mirror, and say it with your full chest. Amanhuna, say it until your heart starts to believe it. Say it until your actions match your words. Say it until the world has no choice but to believe it too. And once those 3 days are over, do it for three more, and then three more. And soon you'll realize you're not pretending anymore. You're not acting. You're living from Darja. You've become the person you always hoped you could be. And that's real success. Not the awards, not the fame, but the quiet knowing that no matter what happens, you've got you. You've got your back. You've got your back. You've got your heart. Because in the end, the world will come and go. People will praise and criticize. Seasons will change. But that voice inside you, if you train it, feed it, believe in it, believe in it, will never leave. You know, life is a lot like a film. Sometimes it's full of drama, sometimes comedy, sometimes heartbreak, and sometimes it's just one of those long scenes where nothing seems to move. No music, no climax, just silence. But let me tell you something beautiful today. Something I learned not just from films, but from living, from failing, from rising, from falling again, and smiling through it all. No matter where you are in your story, how dark the scene may be, how slow the progress feels, or how empty the audience appears, picture Abhi Boki High, mere dust. Don't close the curtain just yet. Don't walk out of your own movie. You see, we live in a world that's obsessed with instant results. Instant fame, instant success, instant everything. If things don't happen in the first half of our lives, we think it's over. For our lives, we think it's over. If we don't get the job at 25 or the house at 30 or the perfect relationship by 35, we feel like we've missed the bus. But let me remind you, life is not a short film, my friend. It's an epic saga. And you are the hero. Heroes don't always win in the first act. They struggle, they lose. They question everything. There's a scene where they're lying on the ground, looking at the sky, wondering if it's all even worth it. And that's when the background score begins to build. That's when the lights start shifting. Because that's not the end. That's just the turning point. Picture Abhi Boki High, mere dust. So here's what I want you to do. Starting today, starting now, talk to yourself like you're the star of your story. Not the sidekick, not the villain, the hero. Because how you speak to yourself shapes the story you live. When you wake up and look in the mirror, don't see the failures. Don't count the wrinkles, the scars, the stretch marks, the missed opportunities. Look yourself in the eye and say, you've made it this far. And that's no small thing. Say, I am still breathing. I am still breathing. I am still dreaming. And I've still got time. Say, I may not be where I wanted to be, but I'm not where I used to be either. Say, my past is a chapter, not my conclusion. Speak to yourself like someone who's still in the middle of becoming something magnificent, because you are. I've seen life take away everything I loved in a blink. I've stood in moments where I felt so lost, even the spotlight couldn't find me. I faced silence that echoed louder than applause ever could. And in those moments, the only thing that kept me standing was this one belief: picture Abhi Boki High, mere dust. Sometimes we give up too soon. We look at one failed exam, one bad relationship, one rejection letter, and we think it defines our entire story. But let me ask you something. Would you leave a movie theater after the first 20 minutes if the hero hasn't figured it all out yet? No, right? Then why give up on yourself? There's still more to come, more to feel, more to learn, more people to meet, more mistakes to make, more apologies, more forgiveness, more laughter, more tears, more moments that take your breath away. You don't even know the magic that's waiting for you just a few scenes ahead. And sure, it's not always easy. Affirmations aren't magic spells. You won't say, I am enough, and suddenly feel like a superhero. But you will begin to shift slowly, gently, powerfully. Because the words you feed your soul every day, that becomes your dialogue. That becomes your character. And soon you'll start to realize you were never the extra. You were never the background. You were always the main lead. But like every great actor knows, the best performances take time. So what do you do in the waiting? You affirm. You remind yourself. You remind yourself, I am worthy. I am not broken. I am not broken. I am becoming. The hero always gets knocked down before the final rise. Every time someone underestimates you, you smile and whisper, a picture abhi boki hai mere dost. Every time your plans don't work, you say, maybe this plot twist is leading me to something better. Because trust me, it always does. Some of the best stories in life come from the most unexpected rewrites. Some of the best performances happen in the second half. Some of the most legendary scenes are born out of complete chaos. Do you know how many people told me I wouldn't make it? That I didn't have the look, the charm, the background, the godfather, that the audience wouldn't accept me, but I had a different script. I had belief. I had the audacity to keep going even when the claps were few and the critics were loud. And the critics were loud. And that belief, that quiet, unshakable inner voice kept telling me, now picture Abhi Boki Hai, Shah Rukh. And it was right. Because every day that I chose to speak to myself with love instead of doubt, every day I chose to say, you're doing fine, keep going, instead of, what's wrong with you? Oh, that was a scene added to the epic I was creating. So talk to yourself like someone who matters. Talk to yourself like someone you admire. Talk to yourself like the lead of a film you're proud to star in. Say, I forgive you when you make a mistake. Say, I'm proud of you when you get through the day without giving up. Say, you're doing great even if no one else says it. Say, you're not finished yet because you're not. You're still becoming, still unfolding, still rising, still rising. And when the noise gets too loud, when the critics are everywhere, when you feel like the story is too messy, the plot too slow, the lighting all wrong, remind yourself, picture Abhi Boki High Mere Dust. You have no idea what tomorrow could bring. One phone call, one opportunity, one conversation, one random beautiful twist, and your whole story changes. So don't write your ending too soon. Don't put a full stop where life is placing a comma. Don't close the book when the next chapter might be the best one yet. You are the story. You are the storyteller, and the story isn't over. Let the world watch in disbelief as you rise. Let them wonder how you did it. Let them ask, how did this person go from forgotten to unforgettable? And you'll smile. You'll smile and say, because I knew, even when no one else did. Picture Abhi Boki Thai mere dust, so breathe. Walk with your head high and keep going. Your greatest scene might be just a few frames away. And when it comes, and it will, you'll realize every scene before it had a purpose. Every delay was preparing you. Every setback was shaping you. Every heartbreak was opening you up to something deeper. Because all of it was leading to your finest moment. And when that moment comes, when the lights shine, when the music swells, when the crowd rises, you'll stand there, not in disbelief, but with full knowing that you were always meant to be. That you wrote this moment with your belief. And that you were right all along when you said,